All right. So I have a lot of you been reaching out to me and said, "Hey, Kong, so where do I start, wholesaling? Like, where do I start?" You see, the thing is that you already know what to do. You're just afraid that you're making the wrong move. So let me just share with you exactly what to do, where to start, and just get into the game and get your feet wet today. Stop overthinking, stop contemplating. All right. Believe and have the confidence and just do it. Just put one foot in front of the other. Okay. You're not going to have everything figured out. So let me share with you exactly where to start. Okay. I'm going to keep this video very short, sweet, and just straight to the point. Okay. So if I were you, if I were to start all over again, I'd be like, Kong, so where do you start? Start here. Okay. First off, go to this software. Okay. Sign up for it. It's called kingdata.ai. Okay. It's called kingdata.ai. And I'm going to drop the link right here for you. Okay. Kingdata.ai, or you can check the link in the descriptions. Once you sign up, I would typically just go with the basic click get started. Okay. So after this video, don't ask me, Kong, where do I start? And then go ahead and sign up for the basic plan. It's $149 a month. Now you'll be like, well, Kong, you know what? I don't have a $149 a month. Then let me tell you something. Okay. You're either making money or you're making excuses. So if you don't have it, trying to come up with it. Okay. Trying to find a way. Okay. When there's a will, there's a way. Once again, dude, you cannot make excuses. Okay. So there you go. And then after you sign up, just go with the basic plan, right? It's a month to month. Try it out, see how you like it. Now, here's the next thing. Now, listen, I'm sharing with you what I would do if I started again. Because obviously people will be like, well, Colin, you can drive for dollars. Yes, you can go drive around your city, right? Pick an old neighborhood, okay, and start getting these rundown houses and then go home and then skip trace them. But I'm sharing with you, I think this is the shortcut, right? This is an easier path. And this is something that I would do, okay? So once you sign up, your dashboard is going to look very similar to mine. I'm going to remove this screen. I'm going to share with you another screen. So once you sign up for that software, okay, here's what your dashboard is going to look like. Okay, very similar to mine. Okay, and you can always contact the support right here if you need any more assistance. Okay, if you can also chat with their assistant. Okay, right here. And then next thing, all you need to do is go to property leads. It's very, very simple. Okay, go to property leads. Okay, figure out what city, what states that you want to wholesale in. Okay, that's all you need to do. Figure out what city, what states that you need to wholesale in. Okay, all you do is just punch it in right here. Okay, so if I go with Atlanta, Atlanta is probably one of the market I'm thinking about going into. So Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, this is one of the market I'm thinking about going into. I haven't, but I think I will. One of my buddy that's here, they're making a killing. All right, so I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna team up with him. Okay, so after that, you're gonna click on filter. Okay, you're gonna get rid of others, apartment, townhouse, condo, single family, multifamily. Now, before I go any further, okay, I want to be real with you. Today is another day where I wake up and I don't feel motivated to do it. I don't feel motivated to get on to do this. I don't feel like going to the gym either. Today, it's pouring rain outside where I live. It's one of those days where it's just cloudy and just makes you feel like, you know what? But looking back at whatever got me here is because I did the things that I was required. Regardless of my feelings, regardless of how I feel, I show up and I get the shit that needs to get done. But I just want to be real with you. Not every day that I wake out of bed, I get excited, I get motivated. This is one of those days. And when I open up my phone, I got a bunch of DMs saying, "Colin, where do I start? Where do I start?" You know, you mentioned about this last quarter, crush it. But dude, like I'm ready to rock and roll. I just don't know where to start. So here I am showing you exactly how it's done. So here we go. So once that single family, multifamily, okay, the thing is I'll get rid of everything else. I'll target absentee owner, which means they're absentee, it's either rented or is vacant. But the owner don't live in that property. So in Atlanta, Georgia, there's 44,000 people. Okay. And then all we're going to do is we're going to go down here. And we're going to put in the AI score. Okay. The AI score, if you don't know what it is, hover over this and it'll tell you exactly what that means. Basically, the software takes 40 years of data and it leverages AI and it analyzes each and every single property, right? Based on that seller credit history, their job history, their payment history, their car, their credit cards. Like, it knows everything about that person. It is insane. So it jam-pack it and it analyze, and it will actually tells you, right, 90 days before that owner will get in trouble financially. So imagine if you're able to hit them 90 days before they get into like pre-foreclosure, tax delinquents, could be a divorce coming up that they don't, right? So all it is typically I put in an AI score of 500. What I'm doing is I try to reduce this number because 44,000 people is just way too much. So I'm going to reduce it. So we're going to go 500. I usually use 500, but it rank it from 0 to 1,000. So you can go up to 1,000. But the higher you go, the smaller the list will get. But I typically go with 500. Okay, so 500 takes us down to 31,000. Next thing I'm going to go into like owner history. I'm going to go individual. Okay. I want it to be whoever it is own in their personal name. Takes me down to 14,000. I want them to own this property about 15 years. Take down to 3,479,000. Now, I think this is a good size, but if you want to go even smaller, boom. I'll click, boom, out-of-state owner. There's none. Too small of a list. So we're going to keep it. What if we go in states? Result is none. Okay. So 15 years in states, too small of a list. So let's just say 3,000 is too much for you. So what if we go, they own it for 10 years. Okay. Instead of 15 years, there's 5,000. What if we go out of states? So there's a list of 766 people. And then all I do is, boom, I set up my direct mail right here. Takes you 5 minutes to go through this, and you can set up your direct mail. So now instead of you calling the seller, I'll just set up my direct mail. I'll go to my J-O to B. I'll do whatever it is I need to do, and I'm just going to wait, okay, for the seller to call me. So this is more like I call this a fishing game. You cast your net, and you just wait for them to call. By doing it this way, you're not going to talk to a lot of seller, which is true. You're not going to talk to a lot of them, right? But the people who calls you now, they're easier to talk to because they're calling you off your marketing, right? They know what you want. So they call you for a reason. So which means there's probably some motivation in there. So you won't talk to a lot, but you talk to more qualified owner. Now, let's just say that you don't have the money to send out direct mail because it costs $1 a piece. And so out of the 766, it's going to cost you roughly about $766. Now, let's just say you don't have the money to do direct mail. That's fine. Click on here. And then guess what? You're just going to pound the phone, my friend. Right here. What's cool about this software is that it has all the seller contact info. Okay. Their mobile number. Do not call. I don't even care. I call. I text them. Do not call does not apply to us real estate investor anymore. As far as I know, it doesn't apply to us. You can check the laws. You can Google it, but that's what I know. Okay. And then once you call them, move on to the next one. Bam. You just go down the list, my friend. Right? Just go down the list. Do not call them. And this is where you probably get the most answer, to be honest with you. Right? And then if they have an email address, I'll call, text, and email them. I'll hit them 3-way, call, text, and email. And then you just go straight down to your list. Okay? That is if you don't have the money to spend. Okay? You can also set up a postcard. If you want to send out postcard, you can also send out postcard as well. It's all right here on the software. Okay? So you go here, you hit direct mail. It'll take you through it. You can choose postcard or you can choose letters. Letter costs you $1. Postcard costs you about 50 cents. So it's half of the cost. So based on your budget, you decide what it is that you want to do. Right? But I will call, text. So you ask me where to start. That's exactly what you need to do. And a lot of times, like I'm telling you what to do already, but some of you are still afraid to make the move because you're afraid to make the wrong move. You're not going to make a wrong move, my friend. Right? This gets you into the game. Gets you start being proactive. It gets the wheel rolling. It gets the momentum building. So just do it. Okay? Listen, you're not going to learn by just watching. You learn more by doing and making mistake. And you're not going to make any crazy mistake. Like you're not going to, you look at this as a $149 investment. You're not losing. You're gaining knowledge. You're gaining experience. And you're leveraging a software. So instead of driving for dollars. Because how long does it take you to find 100 rundown houses or a vacant house? Instead, I can go here. And I can go and I can choose. Let me go back up here. I can go here. But to get access to vacancy. How long does it take you, okay, to find 40 rundown houses? But this is all the criteria already that we have filtered. But imagine if we just get rid of this, because 44 is just too little. If we go down here and we'll be like, hold on a second. Okay, so we get rid of this, okay? We just want individual. There's 126. How long does it take for you to drive to find 126 vacant houses in your city? Now, that's out of state. You wouldn't even know if they're out of states, they're in states. But if we get rid of this, your list is going to be bigger. How long? How long it's going to take you to find 2,403 vacant houses if you drive for $1? A long time. But by leveraging this software, it's saving you hours. So how much do you worth per hour? It's up to you. I mean, I also tell my students to go drive for dollars on the weekend. Because a lot of times, you want to get out there, you want to start looking at your market, right? Doing other things, right? To add to your funnel, right? Of your marketing strategy. So driving for $1 is a great way, right? But this is just like, boom, I'll set it. I'll send the letters. I send the postcard and bam. Now I'm just waiting for incoming calls. Okay. Now here's another strategies. Let me share this with you that you might not know. Okay. So we go to the top. So here's what I would do. Here, if I was into the game, I'm telling you exactly what you need to do. I go, I set up my marketing, I send it out. The next thing I'm going to do is you see all of this right here. This is other wholesaler that has a property under contract. I'm just going to click on contact seller. It'll give me all the information to that wholesaler that has this property under contract. I'm going to reach out to that wholesaler. And I'm going to be like, hey, I'm interested in JVing this deal with you. I think I have a buyer that might be interested in this. You see, this is the cool thing about having the software, because now you get access to other wholesaler that has a property under contract that you can reach out and you can do what's called a joint venture. I'll be like, hey, I think I got a buyer. Can you email me all the information on your deal? I love to send it out to my buyers. And if that person is going to make $20,000 on that deal, right? That person already did the work of finding the seller, negotiating with the seller, lock the property in a contract. Or all you're doing is bringing the buyer to the deal. That's called joint venture. So which means typically it's a 50-50 split. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be like, yep. He emailed me all the information and literally takes me one click of a button. I'll blast it out to my buyers. And now I'm just going to wait. Okay. Bring a buyer to the deal. It's a 50-50 split. So if they were to make $20,000, you get $10K. Now, listen, I just want you to understand this, okay? And all the one that's highlighted in blue, here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4, here's 5, here's 6, here's 7. There's 7 sitting right here. Now, if you want to go into like a different city, look at this. Or I'm sorry, different states. It'll tell you everything right here. Okay. So right now in North Carolina, there's 4 wholesale JV deal. So I'll get rid of Atlanta. I'll go to here, North Carolina. Okay. Okay, that's not North Carolina. So I'm going to go, hold on a second. Let me go. But this is the deal marketplace. This is where they post all of their deals. I can select it all. Okay. And I can just go into that market and finding people to JV with. That's what I would do. And that's how you get the ball rolling. Okay. And that's how you get into the game and start taking action today. Now, eventually, one thing will lead to another. Maybe you get on the phone, you call a seller, and a seller, it's, you know, just like one of my students, he called a seller, and that seller was Asian. And then he puts now that Asian seller doesn't sell probably at a discount. If you come across an Asian seller, they're a time waster, but you can put them on your buyer's list. If you reach out to JV Deal, okay, like this right here, you can start now building relationship. Boom. I can reach out to, okay, right here. This is all the JV. Look at that. This is all, I can just sit here and go through all of this JV deal. This is in Alabama. Bam. Here's the Georgia. Here's Florida. Like, I can sit here and just select all of that. And now I'm just going to JV, right? While my marketing that I sent out to motivate a seller, I'm now going to take my time and focus on JV and building up my cash buyers list and building relationships with other wholesaler. He's asking 19,000. I'm probably thinking that he's probably going to make like 5,000 on this deal because this is very cheap, right? So he's probably looking to make 5,000 on this deal. You just click on contact seller. It gives you all the information, right, to that seller's or this wholesaler that you can just reach out. And you can sit here and go through all of this. Everything that's highlighted in blue is a JV deal. It's a deal that someone already has under contract. And that's what I would do. So now listen, if you're like, well, Kong, I don't have the contract. I need the contract. Okay. You'll be like, well, Kong, I don't have the script. So when I get on the phone with the seller, I don't know what to say. Okay. I'll give it to you. So you're telling me you need the contract. You need the script. Okay. And you'll be like, well, Kong, I want to learn more strategy. You know, do you have like courses that can teach me? I'll give you that. And then I'll also put you in a room, a private community that I have built, recently launched my Skool Community. I'll put you in a private community that you can network, ask questions, do deal with other real estate investors, hustlers, just like you across the country. Okay. And if you need accountabilities, dude, that is, and this is truly the community that I wish that I had when I first started. Okay. And I'm not saying that because it's mine, but man, we built this thing together. So I'll give you the contract, the JV contract, the purchase and sell contract, the assignment contract. Okay. Now, so if you want to join the community with 400 and other club members, go to skool.com/WTM club. It is going to cost you right now. I don't know when you watch this video, but there's only 50 spots available until the price going to increase. But it's $57 a month. Okay. Month to month. You go in there, you don't like it, boom, you can cancel anytime. Skool.com/WTM club. Now, I know some of you will be like, well, Kong, you know, why don't you have it free? Now, I just want to address the elephant in the room. There are so many free groups out there already. I have over 3,000 video here on YouTube that you can learn from as well. But the question you need to ask yourself is, what has those free has done for you? Has it gotten you closer to your first deal or your next deal, right? Has it gotten you to taking actions? Have you built any new connections, relationships? Has you done any JV deal? If the answer is no, then why not give this a try? You know, my whole thing is I want to put you in a room with other action taker, people who have skin in the game. I believe that when people don't have skin in the game, they're just not willing to take action and they're not willing to make a move and they're not serious. When I first started, I joined in a lot of free groups. And you know what? When I tell you there's a difference between the free groups and the paid groups, people who's in the paid group, like I said, they have skin in the game. They're there for one reason. Build new relationships, build connections, close their first or their next deal, right? And build their wholesaling business. So they're there to take actions, to make shit happen. And I want to put you in a room with doers, not talker. But it's totally up to you, right? You don't need to join if it's not for you. If you feel like, yep, I'm not interested, that's fine. But I'm just saying, whatever you're doing is not working. Why don't you give this a shot? But in there, I'll share with you tips, tricks, hacks, secret strategies, and courses that strategies that I never even launch here. So skool.com/WTM club. the choice is yours. I appreciate each and every single one of you that's here. Okay, Daniel said, hey, Kong, I'm making cold call right now. Daniel said, want to buy my deal. So here, Daniel, if you want a JV deal, then email it over here. If you want it, just send it over to jvdeals@wtmfam.com. Okay, send your deal there. My VA will reach out to you, and then we can JV. But honestly, dude, I also think that if you want to get more attention on your deals, right, join the community. Join my Skool community. You can also go there, post your deal, and say, hey, anybody brings a deal. To me, JV deals, you'd rather get something than get nothing, right? It's totally up to you. But I appreciate each and every single one of you that's here. And I want you guys to all understand this, okay? Winners do whatever it takes, whatever is required, whether you feel like it or don't feel like it. Just like I said, I don't feel like doing this today, but I'm here doing it. I don't feel like going to the gym, but I'm going to go to the gym right after this. And even though I'm today, we got a deal that we are going to close. That's going to make me like 50 G's. I mean, that is exciting. But I got so much stuff that's going on that it just kind of drained me. I hope that makes sense. Okay. But I just want to let you guys know that it only takes one good quarter for you to change everything around, for you to change the table around. You know, let's just say the last 9 months, you haven't been making the money that you want to make, or you felt like, man, I'm so far away from my goal. I just want to let you know that it only takes one good quarter for you to make more money than you ever make in the last 9 months. All right. I appreciate each and every single one of you that's here. I hope that we can end this quarter strong, crush 2025. Oh, one last thing. I apologize. Now, for those of you, because I get this question all the time as well, so I just want to address it in here. For those of you who be like, hey, Kong, how can I work with you and your team? This is for those of you who wants more of a hands-on mentorship, where we have live class 3 to 4 times a week to go over everything about your wholesaling business. And this is a serious commitment. You're going to be working with me until you close your first deal, and then until you do 1 deal a month, because my goal is to take all my academy students who's in my academy to go from closing their first deal to 1 deal a month. And then I'm going to show you how to buy and build up your rental portfolio like I have. Like, this is where I will show you exactly how to be more of a well-rounded real estate investor overall. But we're going to focus on wholesaling, and then I'm going to try to get you to 1 deal a month. And then I'm going to show you, okay, so now how do we buy real estate? How do we buy rental property? But anyways, but in here, I'll teach you strategies like, you know, direct mail. But the way that I do it is a little bit different than what I just share with you here. And these are like exclusive strategies. We're also going to talk about PPC. We're also going to talk about PPL. We also going to talk about you know, running Facebook ads. These are things where I'm teaching my academy students. We're focused more on like incoming call versus outbound call, right? Having seller call us instead versus we calling the seller. Anyways, the info's there. The choice is yours. I appreciate each and every single one of you that's here. I also want to tell you, regardless of your feelings, regardless if you feel like it or not, please stay locked in, stay focused, and do it for your future self. Because your future self will thank you for what you did today. Remember, for your life to change, you must decide to make a change. But deciding to make a change is just not enough. You got to take action, and you got to make move. Looking yourself in the mirror and say, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to be a millionaire, ain't going to work, right? And then sitting there meditating, wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock, waking up early, does not do it. It's what you do during the time that you are awake is what's more important. Productive versus busy. Busy doesn't mean that you're going anywhere, all right? Because some of you might be so busy, but you're busy doing the wrong thing. You're busy building someone else's empire. And maybe since the last couple months, you're busy doing, you know, whatever it is, the marketing strategy that you're doing. If it's not working, you got to shift, my friend. You got to make changes. You cannot do the same thing and expect to get a different result. You got to make change. I appreciate it. Once again, I appreciate that you're here. Hope that you enjoy this and hope that you got a lot of information out of this video. Until next time, take care, and let's go get this money. Don't feel like smiling? Smiling.